Hello folks and welcome back to Relaxing Woodshop. My name is David.
My name is Christopher.
Hope you are all keeping well and safe, and thanks for following us through the rocking horse that we're currently doing. Christopher, what are we up to today?
We're going to be doing the legs and we're going to be finishing up the shape of the horse.
Yes, the horse itself, the body, what we've decided to do is, we've done a few wee tests in terms of sanding, and we think we're going to take it back to the bandsaw and finish off the whole area to make it perfectly even after the glue up. So we'll unhook all the clamps, get it onto the bandsaw to square it off, put the legs on measurements like the buttonholes and that, and put it and do a testing, and then we'll hopefully get onto the shaping of it.
Yep.
So let's get going. Okay guys, I've been taking away at the clamps here because you don't want to watch me take off 50 clamps. So we're just finishing the last few. My only worry about this, as you'd probably know when we were originally doing it, is natural warping in wood. No matter what way you cut it, especially if it's used wood that's been used for years on a kitchen worktop. But I think so far we're doing okay. I do have a backup plan. I was talking to a guy that I know that does a bit of woodwork, and he was explaining what would happen if it all did come a wee bit loose, but I think we're actually okay.
Touch wood.
Touch. Seriously. Yeah. Do you know what, guys? I think that's doing very well. So we'll have to see if we can get this in to let you see a better look at it. It's surprisingly heavy. And there we go, guys. So as you can see, what I want to do now is get it back onto the bandsaw so we can perfectly level off these three, okay? And then we'll get on to the legs. Don't forget, when we were originally marking it, we put the wee dots at the first one for the legs, so then Christopher will be able to match that up when it comes to doing them and putting them in place. So let's get back onto the, that is some weight, I tell you. Get that back onto the bandsaw and get her into final shape. Okay folks, onto the bandsaw. We've got my depth set up to give me a couple of mil to the higher end. Go to the back piece of wood that sits out the furthest, so we can bring it in to the one that sits in the closest, and just take our time and run round the horse. So let's get cutting. Alright, now, so as you can see, we've got it onto the bandsaw, and it's not obviously perfectly flush because we've still a lot of sanding to do, but as you can see, they all kind of match with each other and go all the way around, and the bum, nice and flat all the way around and into the back. Going to have to do a wee bit of chiseling up and round the face here, and then of course there's a lot of sanding to do, but as you can see, it's all come together in one beautiful piece. So while that's just setting, and what we're going to do now is measure up the legs onto the body, put all the drill holes through, and do a wee dry test first to make sure everything fits, and then it's on to sanding. Okay, so first of all we have our front legs. So we do now the front legs we have marked. Remember, we did the wee stamp on them, and then of course we also stamped it onto the horse itself. So the plan will be, we'll drill these holes out here, drill these holes out here, and then we should have the basis for the horse front legs, we hope. What I've done is a couple of stickers to stick the two together, because even though we're going to mark these up, we're not actually going to take these off, because what we want to do is sand these together so when they go to top or they go to bottom, they will actually match symmetry. What's the word to use? Symmetrical. Let's just go with that. So let's get drilling. So guys, that was the first drill through the main part of the body, and now we'll drill through on the leg. Okay guys, so now that the small hole's done all the way through on both the leg and the horse, now it's time to do the main pilot for the larger dial. So we've gone for a 16-bit here, so it is slight difference to the drill because we're with the width of it, it would just keep grabbing. So let's have a go at this. Okay folks, so as you can see, the wee hole and the big hole has both been drilled on the horse itself and on the legs, and we'll show you them connecting together in a wee second if I don't poke myself out with that. So the rear legs, same rule apply, a wee bit of double-sided tape. One here, one here, and we'll do one more just along that leg there. Take off the wee tip. So what we'll need to do as best we can, remember they're not going to be perfect because we're done individually, but as best we can, if you line it up to what you're happy with, which is about there from my personal, good hard press down, and there you go. So that is now both sides of the legs. So now we'll drill them out and run it onto that. Guys, we thought we'd just try something. I don't know if it's going to look good or not, but that's to give you a good sense of where we're at now. So it is now. Obviously, there's not going to be two legs on one side. We're going to split them once we sand them down and break them over to the other side. But it gives you a good idea now of how the layout is of the horse, and it looks great.
I think it's very good. Just a reminder, guys. Sorry, there's a bird in the window. So they see that.
I don't know what's going on.
Thanks to everyone for the likes and subscribes. Just keep them coming in. What are we at now?
We're at 163 subscriptions. We were at 164 yesterday, but only one day later the guy decided to, maybe didn't understand our accent. So guys, be safe, take care, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week on the Relaxing Woodshop. Bye bye.
Bye bye.